Before we say au revoir to France, there is one more video about WWE Backlash to be made. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. It's now time to rank every match from the pay-per-view. But before we do that, let's rank some of the comments. A lot of shite ones. A lot of people bashing us. A lot of people getting their panties in a twist because we didn't like this pay-per-view, because we didn't think this pay-per-view was great. Well, here's the deal. If you're one of these little nerds that wants to pretend and you're brainwashed and you believe this Triple H era is the best thing ever and that this roster is full of stars and that this is somehow the best period of wrestling of all time and it smokes the Attitude Era, if that's what you believe, then you know what, there's probably other boring channels out there that can dissect a 30-minute video on one 5-minute wrestling match that you can go and listen to, but we ain't going to do that. We're here to talk about wrestling. If it's shit, we're going to admit it's shit, and we're going to have some fun while we do it. So we're not here to kiss ass. We're not here to pretend that these wrestlers are fucking great when in reality most of them suck. I mean, just look at this card, right? It was an absolute jobber card. Look at the main event scenes. Look at the 2 title matches. Look at what we got at WrestleMania 40 and look at what we're getting now. You go from the Raw side, you're getting Rollins, Punk, McIntyre. And then it goes to fucking Bondage Taker, who shouldn't be champ, doesn't deserve to be champ, taking on Jey Uso, a mid-carder that has stunk the joint out in his last 2 matches, by the way. Both matches sucked. And then on SmackDown, you take The Rock, you take Roman Reigns out of the title feud, and you put in a 45-year-old, way past his best, hasn't been relevant, AJ Styles. The guy's not been relevant in 4 years, and I love AJ Styles. I'm a big, massive fan of AJ Styles, but the guy's just not the same guy that he was in 2016, 2017. And we're supposed to pretend that this is great. Look at the decline. It's no surprise. Look at the fears that both Raw and SmackDown have lost since WrestleMania. You can't take Rock, Reigns, Punk, McIntyre, Rollins. You can't take those 5 out of the world title scene and pretend that this is great. Oh, Triple H is cooking. Well, he's cooking with the fucking wrong ingredients, right? This show sucked from start to finish. Was the Cody AJ match good? Yes, it was. Was that good enough to save this pay-per-view? No, it wasn't.
Can you smell what the snails and the frogs are cooking? Bonjour. Let's go into it. Let's talk about it. I'm not going to repeat everything you said, because I feel the same way.
I appreciate your insight there, you know. That's a great little bit of knowledge that you've added. So let's just go into the lowest ranked match of the night. I don't see how we're not all in agreement here. It's the tag team title match. This was a botched fest match. We got Jade and Bianca Belair winning. Honestly, I couldn't care who won either way. Match just wasn't very good, very sloppy, and at least it's the women's tag team titles. Nobody cares about them anyway, so I mean, if you're going to have the worst match tonight, it may as well be this one, because it's the one that doesn't matter, but still, it fucking sucked.
I don't even know what the positives are. Is it because the title's changed hands? Don't like Belair though, so didn't go down too well, but I mean, it's so sloppy and just, oh, you're not legal, and then she breaks up the pin to go into a submission, and then just waiting on the outside, lingering, Asuka. It wasn't just like how boring it was just sloppy and communication, and Jade Gargle might get a lot of blame for this, but it was everybody else involved as well. Can't just blame her. I've seen a lot of people just blame her. Belair, man, she's main evented Manias, been in world title feuds, being pushed unfortunately, being pushed down her throat. You know, see someone like Taker, right? Triple H, ring generals, they know how to dig people out of situations like that. You know, remember Undertaker when Big Show took the angle slam in 2001? His foot was on that chair and he moved it to save the Big Show. To save Paul White. That's a ring general. This is just shite.
So Gunther's not a ring general then?
No, Gunther's a fake ring general, man. The ring general, because he comes out and he slaps people's tits off their chest. Well done, Gunther.
You need to boot your tits to think this was a good show, but anyway, I digress. Let's move into the 4th match of the night in terms of quality. It was Jey Uso versus Damian Priest. Honestly, if this was like a Intercontinental title match, I'd be like, fuck me, these guys don't deserve to be fighting for this belt. But it's a world title match. How can this be the world title match on Raw? I just do not get it. We've got a transitional champion in Damian Priest versus a guy that is not a main eventer. He can call himself Main Event Uso, right? It's a nickname, it's a slogan, it's a tag that he's been handed.
But no, certainly
not a tag that he's earned.
Damian Priest has been a joke since he won that briefcase. You can protect people. He's not been protected. He's been being, he's been getting treated like a little bitch by Rhea Ripley. He's lost pretty much every meaningful match he's been in. Then you flip it to Jey Uso. Guy lost to Seth Rollins for the belt. Guy lost to Gunther for the belt. So he's lost to the other champ and he's lost to the mid-card champ. And now here he is battling another fellow mid-carder for the world title. Come on, man. If you're going
to both of those matches he didn't lose clean, so it's
I didn't lose this match clean, but you know what happens? It's 3 L's on the resume for Jey Uso. 2 stinkers in a row. You wanted him to win the belt. I didn't. Let's move on.
Wait, when did I say I wanted him to win the belt?
You said anyone's better than Priest. He's tanking the ratings. Go back to our preview show, mate. You wanted Jey Uso to win.
No, there's a difference between thinking that Jey Uso's a better option. I wasn't marking it for Jey Uso.
I know, but his matches are pish. I think Damian Priest can actually put on good matches. There you go.
Well, this one wasn't good.
Yeah, but he's working with Jey Uso. And he's not Shawn Michaels. So
Jey Uso's a tag team wrestler. See the Usos, just put them back together. Because they're never going to be stars on their own. That's the God's honest truth.
No, they've tried, they've failed. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Third match, bang in the middle. So, I mean, technically 5 matches. This is as close to the middle as you can get. It was the women's triple threat match. You know, this actually wasn't that bad, to be honest. Bayley, Naomi, Tiffany Stratton. Bayley wins. I mean, it was predictable. I'm not going to be too upset about it. She's a boring champion. It's been a boring reign. And I knew this was going to happen. As soon as she won the belt at WrestleMania, that was her story. I don't want to take a page out of Cody Rhodes' book here, but that was all she had to give. As soon as she won the title, you knew it was going to be this face Bayley that nobody cares about, that everyone thought was boring. And I imagine, I'm not going to guarantee, but I do imagine that within like a month, 2 months, that people will start to turn on Bayley and they'll start booing because it's just not very interesting. There's nothing there. Who's going to be the champ on SmackDown? I would imagine that sooner or later Bianca Belair or Jade Cargill's going to get that belt. So yeah, we'll see. New SmackDown roster as well has been implemented. I say new, I mean not much changed in the draft. So who's going to be Bayley's next challenger? We'll have to wait and see. So but thoughts on this match? It was okay. It was your run in the middle of the run.
But look at it though. You've got 2 champs, right? Cody Rhodes and Bayley. 2 faces, 2 squeaky clean faces. It's pretty much the same character, man. Like you said,
like Bayley's the female version of Cody.
Yep, that's it. I mean the match is all right, but I just look at it and I'm like, it just doesn't feel like a. I just think Tiffany Stratton should have won the belt. I think Bayley, right? Her winning at Mania against Damage Control is a nice moment, but I don't think it's the catalyst to move on for like a massive 9-month title reign, which it will be.
No, definitely not. Right, so let's move on then to the second best match of the night. It was the Bloodline versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. It was a good match. Good opener to the show. I will say that about Backlash. I mean, it opened the show pretty okay and it finished the show okay in terms of match quality.
Yeah, but the 2.5 hours in the middle are crap. Or however long it was, 2 hours. I mean, come on. You can't just be starting strong and ending strong. This isn't an episode of TV, man. This is a pay-per-view. The whole thing should be strong. I think this should have been the main event, honestly. Bloodline is the most important thing on the show. I like you said in the review, if something's predictable, I almost feel like it shouldn't be the main event. And with Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, you knew it was going to be a good match, but you knew he was never going to lose. Never.
This was the match that was probably the least predictable, I would say.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And it kicked off the show.
Yeah, so Bloodline win. We get a new member, Tama Tulio La Tonga or something like that.
Something like, 2 guys in Japan.
Now, apparently WWE swerved us. Apparently we were all expecting Jacob Fatu and we got Loa Tonga instead. And people think that's great. People think that's Triple H, like working his magic because we expect that. So we were expecting a different bum from New Japan Pro Wrestling. But then New Jobber Pro Wrestling sent us another bum instead. So we were expecting bum A, but we got bum B. And that's like the big surprise here. That's like the fucking cliffhanger. That's the whole gotcha moment, really. Is that what we're hanging our hat on?
See, they're setting up Civil War, right? I don't know what it is. They seem to be copying the Avengers here with this pish, right? Which I don't like, by the way. But are we really led to believe that Solo Sikoa leading these 2 against Roman Reigns and the Usos is an equal fight? Factor in, maybe Jey Uso won't even rejoin. Maybe it could be The Rock, Jimmy and Reigns. I don't know. But you try to tell me that Roman Reigns is a leader going toe to toe with Solo Sakai, Mr. Sikoa Sakai. Goodbye. 0-35. Is that really the way to go? Is that get me believable?
Believe that. Anyway, whether they're going with Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa in the future, we don't know. But where did they go in this match? So we start off with a brawl. This leads to referees coming out, officials coming out. Nick Aldis then comes out. Some people are claiming he's the best GM of all time. God help you if that's the case, because you have never seen a good GM then, if that's what you think. But he comes out, he announces it's going to be a street fight. Lame excuse to have a street fight, in my opinion, but that's what they went with. Why not just announce a street fight beforehand? That would have actually maybe got people a bit more interested in this match in the pay-per-view. Regardless, look, it was a decent opener, fun match. We get the involvement at the end from the new Tama Tonga rip-off or whatever. So yeah, Bloodline win. Bloodline defeat Owens and Orton. We've got 3 members of the Bloodline now. They're all doing this single-digit pose, and Paul Heyman's awkwardly doing it as well. I mean, it was a good start to the show, but is the Bloodline really the Bloodline when you've not got The Rock, you've not got Roman Reigns, and then you don't even have the Usos? I mean, the 4 best members of the Bloodline aren't even in it anymore. Do you know what? Like, you take away the 4 best members of like D-Generation X, and what are you left with? You take away the 4 best members of the NWO, and what are you left with? You take away the 4 best members of Evolution, you don't even have a faction anymore. So, and that's what I feel like we've got here with the Bloodline. See, at the moment, it doesn't feel like the Bloodline. It feels like a bunch of, it feels like 3 random Samoans that have been thrown together.
It does.
It's like LWO. Doesn't feel like LWO. You take Rey Mysterio out of LWO, and it's just a bunch of Mexicans.
2 big problems with this match. Tama Tonga botched because the referee actually had to fling himself out.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was pretty poor.
Yeah.
You have one spot and you fucked it up.
From the hard cam, it didn't look too bad, but the footage when someone was holding their phone up, it's a bot. I mean, that's just an awful debut. It's not Shockmaster levels, but it's bad.
So what are you going to give it? 4.5 stars?
Not 4.5 stars. I've got another point to prove with it. So disprove. Sorry. You've also got right a couple of weeks prior. You've got him getting beat up in the parking lot. Kevin Owens. It's like, should that not be saved for the match? Like, he got battered backstage with blood getting flung through a car. I don't know. I feel like this should have been a normal match, and then maybe like you could have a street fight on SmackDown or something. It's like you don't save the big ass spot prior to the pay-per-view. I don't get that.
Yeah, if you can bleed in a segment in the build-up, why couldn't we see blood tonight?
Yeah, to highlight it. I don't get it, and it's not like mystery angles of the past where, oh, who threw Shawn Michaels through the car, and then Triple H, it was me, Shawn. You know, all that good stuff, but here, that's just me. I mean, you know, but look at Michaels and Triple H still before Armageddon. They're jumping off trucks into each other, but then they went one up, man. A flaming 2x4 with barbed wire on it to the fucking dome of Triple H. That's what I'm talking about. That's taking it a level up. This is like going a few levels down.
Yeah, what you do at the pay-per-view kind of needs to top what you did in the last show leading into the pay-per-view.
Yep.
And
I think you should save those, because there's nothing memorable about this pay-per-view, but I think if Kevin Owens, right, gets like run over and he's bleeding at this pay-per-view, it's going to stick out more than some throwaway edition of SmackDown.
Oh, I don't think he's getting run over, else he'd probably be dead, but...
Yeah, but you know what I mean, whatever happened to him, he got run over in a golf cart by Roman Reigns a few years ago, so repeat it. Go ahead.
Right, anyway, that's that, and then main event time, number 1 match tonight, Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles can't have a bad match, so we knew it wasn't going to be bad. But unfortunately, it was predictable, and we all knew that Cody Rhodes was going to win. And he did win. He eventually won with a crossroads, but you know what? They hit all their signature moves. At least he didn't need to do the free crossroads to win. That move does bother me. Look, it was a good match, but it would have been a hell of a lot better if you legitimately didn't know who was going to win.
Yep. AJ Styles, like you say, can't really have a bad match, but I haven't cared about AJ Styles since the Boneyard match. And even that was all about Undertaker, wasn't it?
So what you're saying is, you don't want none.
I don't want none. He's changed his theme. I don't want none of that either.
Well, yeah, all the new themes suck, by the way. Def Jam or Def
Rebel.
Def Rebel. Load of shite. Where's Jim Johnson when you need him?
I can't remember. One of them got one of them got accused of anti-Semitism about 2 weeks ago. Something they did in a taxi in New York, I believe it was. So there you go. Maybe they could be getting took off. hopefully.
Anyway, that's it, guys. That's your ranking there. So let us know what you think down below. And yeah, again, this pay-per-view wasn't great. If you thought it was great, then you've got a really low standard of wrestling. Because I mean, it was bang average, very bang average. We had a couple of good matches, but I mean, it was a jobber-filled show. This could have been a SmackDown or a Raw, and it really would not have looked out of place.
There's not even any segments backstage. There's
Yeah,
nothing.
no segments, no nothing, no excitement. Just a lack of main offenders. CM Punk wasn't there.
There
Drew
was no
McIntyre
one
wasn't
even,
there.
no one even getting heel heat.
Yeah, Roman Reigns wasn't there.
Look at the work Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were doing. They were burying them on SmackDown. Why not save that for the pay-per-view?
Yeah, we got nothing. You know, there was talks of Cena being there. We didn't get that either. So just disappointing. If all you care about is wrestling, then you might think this was a good show. But if you actually care about the entertainment aspect, and you care about heels and faces, and you care about segments and promos, then what was there really tonight for you? Because it was just match after match after match. So yeah, just boring, really, for me. Like I mean, could we not have got a Paul Heyman segment? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
You've got a new member of the Bloodline. Couldn't we have seen someone at least interview Paul Heyman backstage as he was leaving? You could have given us a little bit more. You used to get that back in the day. Like matches, every match used to be broken up by a backstage segment or a vignette or something. And now we don't get that in pay-per-views. It literally just goes straight from match to match to match. And the format sucks, man. It does. But here, if you like this, then you're entitled to do that. You're entitled to come on and bash our channel because we don't have thousands and thousands of views. But you know what? Fuck you, buddy. Till next time. Peace.